Well, it's September 15th. I'm heading down to my farm. It's the only private property that I hunt. And I got a couple trail cameras, cell cameras down there I'm going to move. And there's a spot that I always put a preset stand in every year. I don't do that much. I feel like things change too much from year to year as far as food is concerned, but this is right in the middle of some doe bedding, and there's a couple scrapes right in the corner of this field, and it is a hot spot every year. It's a lot of daytime activity of bucks in this spot. I've killed quite a few deer up there, and I've seen a lot through my years hunting up there, but I don't normally hunt scrapes. It has to be the exact perfect scrape in the exact perfect spot. I've wasted my time growing up doing that, and some of them just they're nighttime activity pretty much all the time. That deer could be 2 miles away by the time he gets there in the middle of the night. But this one particular spot, like I said, is in between a bunch of doe bedding areas, and it's just one of those spots that's good every year. So I take the stand down every year. I leave the ladder and take the stand down, just keep the squirrels from chewing up the seat and it getting weathered. So I'm gonna go stick it back up, and we'll move the 2 cell cameras I got down there. I don't use cell cams in the mountains because they don't get service. Plus I don't want to pay whatever it is, $10 to $12 a month for all these cameras. So I just keep these running down here pretty much year round just to see what's going on. But the 2 spots I got them in now, I've just been getting does pretty much and young bucks. And if I've got does and young bucks on them consistently, then I know I'm in the wrong spot. The older mature bucks just don't, they like to be by themselves. They like to bed by themselves, especially when they get hard horned before the rut. So I'm gonna go move those. I'm just trying to get a picture of the buck to know that he exists. I don't really care where he's bedding now, because wherever he's bedding now, there's a snowball's chance in hell he's gonna be bedding there October 5th when season starts. There's just too much acorns dropping, pawpaws dropping, apples, pears, persimmons, woody browse, clover. There's just too much, and I find the bedding is a lot more inconsistent in the broken farmland habitat than it is in the mountains. Big bucks, they can bed in 100 different spots down here and never use the same bed twice, but in the mountains I feel like they do it a lot more consistent, especially the older they get, the smaller their full range shrinks down. But I feel like in the mountains they'll bed, they have certain core areas that they prefer to bed, and they'll just go different directions to different food sources throughout the summer and stuff, and they like to bed in certain areas for a reason. They get by with not getting messed with by predators. They can obviously see and smell. There's just something particular about those spots that they like. So we'll be here in a few minutes, and I'm gonna go get this started, and I'll take you along. I also was scouting in the mountain down in the lower 1/3 the other day, and I found a bed that is completely wore down to bare dirt, and it actually had rained, and it had a huge deer track in it in the mud. That's very rare, but I'm gonna go put a camera up next to that maybe this evening or tomorrow after work, and just see what's going on. I care a lot more about what they're doing in the mountains right now than I do in the broken habitat, just because of consistency. So I think that's all I got right now, but I'll bring you along as we get going. Here's some pawpaws. A lot of them grow down here along the creek, and the deer and bears love them. They taste kind of like bananas, but they grow on these trees. I'll extend this up so you can see them. They usually get ripe about September, and they really like them. Here's a wild pear tree. There's 3 of them up here, but this one has little tiny pears on it. There's another pear tree right there. It usually has bigger ones on it, and there's a pear tree down there, but they've pretty much all fallen by now. This is the only one that has anything on it. Well, right down here is my second cell cam I had. I had it on this pretty heavy used trail coming down through here, but I've been getting nothing but little bucks and does, so that tells me we're in the wrong spot. I'm gonna go ahead and take it down. Alright, so I'm at the spot I'm going to put my preset. I'll show you. It's right here in this inside corner of this field. There's doe bedding all through here, and there's scrapes. They always put scrapes right here on the edge of these pine trees coming through here. Every year, it never fails. So it's inside of a corner here, and you always hear people say to hunt inside corners. Well, I've hunted a lot of inside corners, and all of them aren't productive, but this one is. So I'm gonna put my stand down here where I usually put it at. Alright, I got the stand up. You can see it's right at about 18 to 20 yards right there. I'm going to cut a few of these tree limbs down, but right on the edge of the field where the scrapes are at, it's less than a 20-yard shot. So I use my saddle to hang tree stands. There it is. It's right up there. It's got plenty of cover, so it's only maybe 12 to 14 foot high, but it's got plenty of cover, and that's what matters. Alright, I'm gonna put one of these cameras right here on the fence, and facing right out here. They do like to come up here sometimes. Not saying they're gonna go through the fence, but we'll see what we got. Alright, I'm gonna put this second camera right there on that tree. There's a heavy use trail coming down to the creek here, and then they're crossing the creek right up here, so we'll see what happens. It's a well-worn trail, it's got a lot of tracks in it, so we're gonna put the camera right up here and see what we can get. That's gonna do it, guys. I still got to go in the public and put up that one camera on the bed I found, but I think it's gonna maybe have to wait till Tuesday. Plus I want to go look at another spot I found on the map and see what's going on with it, but I'll take you along. Be later this week. Thank you.